updates you on all the running stories, and connects you to the newsmakers.
City
News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon to you, and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. The news is also live on all our affiliate stations across the country and around the world. We are live on citynewsroom.com. My name is Hawah, Iddrisu, and this afternoon I'm here with
Kwaku, Aduamah, Ansah.
Coming up, scores of Ghanaians throng the Agric Ministry to purchase government food items as part of plans by the ministry to deal with the rising food inflation in the country.
I bought 2 plantains. One was 15 cedi and one was 20 cedi. A little okay. It's okay.
This is very, very cheap as compared to the bunch getting it as 20 Ghana cedis. It's very cheap.
Also coming up, Opposition National Democratic Congress NDC goes to the polls this weekend to elect officers to lead the party at the regional level for the next 4 years. Meanwhile, there's chaos in the Ashanti region as some aggrieved members have secured an injunction to stop the elections from going ahead.
So no one can deceive us and no one can stop us from voting. This is what we are saying.
Still ahead, Communication Ministry gives yet again a November 30 deadline for all unregistered SIM cards to do so or have them deactivated.
All SIM cards which have completed the first stage of the registration exercise but not done the second phase will be blocked from accessing data services on the 20th of November 2022 and completely deactivated on the 30th of November.
And later, illegal miners in the Kwaku municipality of the Eastern region cite financial gains as key motivator in their activities. All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is also live on all our partner stations across the country. Western region, we are live on Premier FM 100.5 in Takoradi, Beach FM 105.5 also in Takoradi. Bono region, we are live on Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyain. Ashanti region, Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi. Volta region, we are live on Global FM 105.1 in Ho and Adanu FM 107.7 in Adakluwaya. Northern region, Diamond FM 93.7 in Tamale. Upper West, Westlink 88.1 in Laura. Upper East, we are live on Source FM 100.1 in Boko. And Northeast region, we are live on Scarp FM 101.3 in Nakpanduri.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for choosing us. Now, scores of individuals have thronged the premises of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to buy plantain at cheaper prices. The government and the ministry have arranged to transport food from the production centers to Accra to sell at cheaper prices. According to the ministry, the initiative, which is dubbed Planting for Food and Jobs Market, is being piloted to deal with rising food inflation. Let's hear from some persons who visited their stands at the Agric Ministry.
I just arrived here and I saw people popping in, and I also went and checked what is going on. And it's about planting for food and job, and they want to create a new market from the local market so that it will descend to the constituencies and the localities and the districts, so that the local market is there and the food and planting for job market is also there. Yes, which I think is a good investment or a good move the government is doing so far as food and planting for job is concerned.
Okay, have you bought anything yourself?
Yes, I bought 2 plantains.
Okay, just 2?
Yeah,
or
2. One, no, 2 plantains.
Okay, how much did you get it for?
One was 15 cedi and one was 20 cedi. A little okay. It's
so
okay.
On the regular, when you go out to buy, from your homes or from the markets, the regular markets, how much do you get it for?
Yeah, we get it for 35, 40, a pin. 35, 40, which is on a high side.
So you think this is cheaper?
It's very, very cheaper. And I think it's a good move for food and agri ministry.
I bought 3 bunches of plantain.
Right.
Yeah.
Which of them did you buy?
I bought one for 20 Ghana cedis. So the 3 is 60 Ghana cedis.
So you didn't buy the 25 one, you bought the 21.
I bought the 21.
When you compare this to what you get at CMB or your regular market, what's the difference?
This is very cheap.
Okay.
This is very, very cheap. As compared to the bunch, getting it at 20 Ghana cedis is very cheap compared to what I get.
So what you bought for 20 cedis, how much do you typically buy that for on the regular market?
I'm thinking of maybe getting it for like 50 cedis.
The 21?
Yes.
So you got it for 30 cedis less?
Yes, yes.
I spoke to someone else who thought the 25 cedis one could be the same at CMB, and so you didn't see the difference.
For me, this is very cheap.
So we had some individuals who have thronged the premises of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, speaking to my colleague Akusia Oche and then Caleb Kuda. Now speaking to Citi News on the initiative, the Public Relations Officer for the Agric Ministry, Barbara Tanko, indicated that the move is not intended to run down the businesses of the everyday Ghanaian trader on the market.
Certainly, government has no business doing business. We, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, believe in partnership with the private sector. We've done that in the implementation of all our programs. Government cannot do it alone. But it has gotten to a point at the instruction of the president, an interministerial committee was set up to actually see what government can do to cushion the farmer and cushion the consumer. So this is just one of such interventions. The others are the establishment of the Grains Development Authority, where we have about 80 warehouses constructed. They'll be taking over those warehouses. They're going to have the capacity to go to capital market, be able to solicit some funds, go to the farm gates, be able to mop up, and by so doing, they will be able to stabilize the pricing. One of such interventions also is the temporary ban on the movement of grains and legumes across our borders and even beyond our borders. That is in force because we realize that we produce a lot, but our neighboring countries troop in, buy these farm produce to their countries. And if we are not careful, we might have challenges in terms of food security.
Mr. Tanko also spoke about other interventions by the ministry to reduce the rise in food inflation.
So what we are seeing today is a pilot planting for food and jobs market. Our objective is to meet our farmers who are the production point and also be able to provide foodstuff affordable to the ordinary Ghanaian worker. So today we are having plantain on display at the first consignment. As we can see, is finished. There's a truck on the way. We are hoping that it will arrive very soon. At the F4 Sunderland Park, we are also trying to promote the local rice. So if you go there, you also have local rice to buy. Tuesday, God's willing, we want to have yam, we want to have cocoyam, and we want to have more plantain coming in. This all came about when the minister recently returned on his 5 regional tour. On the ground, the farmer has put in a lot of energy, but there's no market for his products. Even when there's market, it's a giveaway price to a point that the farmer is unable to sustain his production. And that actually pricked the heart of the minister. So there he began to think, what can we do to salvage the situation? So he said, let's pilot this.
So he had the Public Relations Officer for the Agric Ministry, Barbara Tanko. Let's go over the phone lines and speak to my colleague, Akusia Oche, who is currently at the Agric Ministry. Good afternoon to you. Akusia, thanks for your time. Paint a picture to us about how this is being done.
Hi, good afternoon, Hawah, and good afternoon to our listeners. So currently I am at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, basically to monitor the selling of food items, specifically plantain, here at the premises. So I'll say that I know our listeners would attest to the fact that in recent times, food prices has increased on a daily basis. And as part of the Ministry of Agriculture's plan to mitigate this or to cushion the price of Ghanaians, they have decided to embark on this initiative that is the Planting for Food and Jobs Market. This is where you get all foodstuffs sold to you at a cheaper price. And so today, the basic thing that you're doing is to sell plantain here at the premises of the Agric Ministry and other areas. That's the F1 Sutherland Park, that's known as the Children's Park. What you're doing right now there is selling rice bags, also at cheaper prices. Now, a lot of people from 8 a.m. this morning, 8 a.m. joined this place in their numbers to purchase these plantains. Now, when you hear from some of these people that are trooping in, they are always saying that indeed the prices of plantain on the market is gone so high that you could only get 3 fingers at about 20 Ghana cedis. When you go on a regular market, maybe at Ogunshi or TVD or anywhere else you can count to get plantain. But coming here today and listening to the people from the Agric Ministry sell to them at a price of 25 Ghana cedis for maybe 10 fingers, and that's something that they would want to buy into. And so that's what they've been doing here from 8 o'clock. And a lot of people have been coming here participating. Now, like you played from the PRO of the Agric Ministry, he has been saying that the main reason for this initiative, look, we know that we cannot control the prices on the market because a number of traders have decided to increase at their own pace or at their own interest to increase prices of goods and foodstuffs. And so we are taking this as an opportunity to help Ghanaians to transform the market space just so that people will stop buying food items at expensive prices. And so this is what they are doing, and not also to take the business from market women. And so that's basically what has been happening here since morning, Hawah.
Very well. Now, these people who are the premises, are they only civil servants, or these are everyday Ghanaians who are trying to take advantage of the ministry selling the foods at cheaper prices?
Okay, so initially when the Agric Minister, Dr. Iddrisu, indicated that they were going to start a pilot, which is starting from today, they indicated that it is basically for people who are in the civil and local government service. But coming here today is that you just find few numbers from this particular service and getting more of the ordinary Ghanaians. So you get ordinary people who are living around who just want to come. And some also have been told by their colleagues who have already come in earlier to buy that, oh, I actually got it for a lesser price. And so they also came in with cars. So you see a lot of them with pickups buying and then something and then going. And so it's not just for the civil and local government service staff today.
Very well. Earlier on the City Breakfast Daily, we had the PRO of the Agric Ministry saying that there was another truck of plantain on its way, which would augment the numbers that you have there. Has that truck arrived, and how is it doing?
Okay, so it's about 12, getting to 12:30 now. We have been waiting for about an hour for the second truck that is yet to arrive. But the first truck, which came at about 8 in the morning, served about 200 people, and it is yet to the ministry is yet to ascertain where exactly this truck is coming from. They are yet to give us that information where this particular truck is coming from to serve the rest of the people who will be waiting to buy these plantains. But yes, we have been here monitoring closely if the truck would arrive or not. But the information that we have picked from the Agric Ministry is that the first truck that came to offload the plantains, they've already sold all, and then they are waiting the second one.
So does it mean if anybody is listening to us now and would want to buy their produce, are they going to get at this particular moment we speak?
Of course they can. They can troop in to get their plantains. That is, if indeed the second truck comes. They've given us a 90% assurance that it is coming, and so that's what we've been waiting for. If they can't also get here to get plantains, they can as well get to the Hawah Sutherland Park, that's a children's park, to get some rice bags as well.
Very well. Now, you have been interacting with the ministry. How long do they intend to carry out this initiative that is being done?
Okay, so when we spoke to the public relations officer for the Ministry of Agri, he indicated that yes, they plan to make this sustainable because they have realized that the pace at which the prices of foodstuffs is going up, they indeed cannot control the market, the regular market, and so they are trying as much as possible to make sure that at least every week they have different foodstuffs that they bring to their center here, that's their premises to sell. So they are indicating, for their words, if I should indicate, that they will make it sustainable. So looking closely from now to November to probably in December, they should be having foodstuffs, variety of them on their market. That is the planting for food and jobs market here at the Ministry of Agri to sell to ordinary Ghanaians.
Now, the rice market at the Hawah Sutherland Children's Park, are these locally sourced rice as well?
Yes, so we understand that there's a rice festival ongoing this week, and so the Agri Ministry has used this as an opportunity to also sell their rice at cheaper prices. They indicated that they have partnered with some private personnel or private entities in this particular initiative. We are yet to get more details on that, but that is what they indicated, and the rice producers had given them enough rice to come and then sell for people, also going at cheaper prices. And so we haven't been there yet to ascertain the numbers that are going there as compared to those that are rationing for the plantains. But that is what the Ministry of Agri is telling us, that the numbers that we are seeing here is the same numbers that we are seeing at the Hawah Sutherland Park, who are rationing to get rice bags.
Very well, grateful for your time.
Specifically to mention that they are doing more of the local rice in their agenda in helping government pushing the local rice producers.
Very well, most grateful for your time. Now, do well to bring some of the plantain to us in the office.
I will, for our plantation.
Very well, grateful for your time. That was my colleague, Akusia Ochre, bringing us the latest from the Agri Ministry, where scores of Ghanaians have thrown their place to purchase government food items as part of plans by the ministry to deal with the rising food inflation. Let's do more on food items.
Now, the continuous increase in the prices of food items, especially imported ones, are being blamed for the depreciation of the Ghana cedi. The President of the Republic, Nana Addo, in his recent address to the nation on the current economic situation, appealed to Ghanaians to reduce their taste for imported goods. Rice farmers and processors in the Setre South district of the Ashanti region say the local industry can produce to feed the nation and also help to address over-reliance on imported rice if the government invests in the sector. City News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
Imported rice continue to flood markets across the country. Several interventions by successive governments to get Ghanaians to increase their patronage of locally produced rice have not stopped the importation of the food products. According to figures from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Ghana spent an estimated total of over 6 billion Ghana cedis on the importation of rice from 2017 to 2020. This continues to deny local rice farmers and Ghana's economy the cash that could be invested locally to boost growth. At this rice processing factory at Aduamah, entrepreneur and executive director for Western Dedel Group of Companies, Kobina Amofa, proves that local production factories like his are capable.
This color sorting system has the capability of sorting every grain. So that you have pure white here, you have the other colors also clearly sorted. We have it. It's quite expensive, but we have it. From here, the rice is good, but Ghanaians continue to say that they want very nice rice. And because of that, we have this integrated water polisher that uses air and water to still polish, to give it a very grocery appearance. So we also have this one here. So after here, then the process is completed.
He maintains that packaged rice from this factory can compete globally, but emphasizes the government has a big role to play in helping Ghana's rice industry.
Lack of government policy over the years. I think government policy has over-concentrated on smallholder farmers to the detriment of large-scale farming. And because of that, the smallholder farmers have their own challenges. Most of them are not educated. They are not able to understand the agronomy and all those stuff. Their productivity is extremely low. And because of that, we have found ourselves in this challenge. Going forward, I think government should be bold to venture into large-scale farming, to help people to venture into large-scale farming. That's the way to go. We always say that when you go abroad, one person can plant about 20,000 acres. You have been saying this. Why can't we do it in our country?
The government, under the One District, One Factory program, partnered with a group to help address post-harvest losses rice farmers in this area faced for years. The group wants investors to take advantage of the local rice sector to help address unemployment.
Let me all talk about employment. It's very, very key. To find all these 9 million, 17 million I'm talking about, it's also translate into employment. If we're able to do 2,000 acres, we can employ about 500 people. It's the truth. Because from the farming to the factory to the processing, direct and indirect. This what I'm talking about is direct people, because the farming, you need people who work at the farm, people who come and process it. We have the processing part, we have the packaging, we have the storage, we have the drivers. They are all direct employment.
The entrepreneurs want the government to go ahead and ban the importation of rice.
So yes, we can do it. And we are urging government not to back off. The Importers Association will threaten them. Yes, let us go hungry. No one has developed in surplus. You develop in shortage. So you should not be threatened. I hear them, there will be, it's okay. Banku is there, Akwele is there. You substitute for some short time and you should be able, Nigeria has done it. Ghana should be able to do it.
Farmers continue to face a huge financing challenge, especially from local banks who are reluctant in supporting the agri sector. Food and Agriculture Minister, at a recent engagement with journalists in Kumasi, revealed a bill will soon be passed to compel local banks to support the agri sector. Local rice production companies like this one say it is possible for Ghana to become rice sufficient without the country relying on imported ones. They want the government to support local industries to be able to produce to feed the nation and also create jobs. Hafiz Tijani, City News, Western Dedel Group Company Limited, Aguna, Central South District, Ashanti Region.
And here in the studios, my name is Hawah Iddrisu, here with Kwaku, Aduamah, and Ansah. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. Still to come, embattled Member of Parliament for Dome Kwabenya, Sarah Aduamah, was spotted in the House months after her absence. We take you live to Parliament shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Fine, anyone can become the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, anyone. Whether market woman, student, professional, even fisherman or cobbler. You Go Play, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand the chance of winning a house, cash, or other prizes, such as savings.
Yeah, welcome back. Let's now take you to Parliament, where Majority Leader Oseche Mensah-Bonsu says government is working to present the 2023 budget statement to the House before the end of November. Some stakeholders have raised fears of government not being able to read the budget at least 1 month before the end of the financial year as stipulated in the Constitution. But in a response to the Minority Leader who raised concerns of a possible breach of the law, Honorable Oseche Mensah-Bonsu said the budget will be read before November 30.
We certainly cannot go beyond the 30th of November, not 24th. So I'm not sure where the minority leader is drawing his information from. He didn't say anything. He said that if we go beyond the 24th of November, it will be in breach of the Constitution. I heard him loud and clear. That's what he said. I heard him loud and clear. Mr. Speaker, yes, if it's beyond the 15th, our own arrangement, and Speaker, it referred to you, that the IPU requests us, all parliaments, to have ample space to deal with the scrutiny of budgets. And the position of the IPU is that we should endeavor to have about 8 weeks. What it means is that beginning November to December, we should be able to afford space for these things to be done. And which is why, in crafting the Public Financial Management Act, we then chose a middle way to say that, yes, we should not go beyond the 15th of November. That is the dictum as expressed by the Public Financial Management Act. However, given the circumstances now, the Minister has informed us, in fact, he has written, that he would rather prefer to come here and work everything out in such a way that by the 24th, he will do the delivery here.
Oseche Mensah-Bonsu is Majority Leader in Parliament. Let's go live to the House and speak to my colleague, Charles Owusu-Kumi. Now, Charles, was the Minority Leader, Haruna Iddrisu, satisfied with the answers as... Unfortunately, we do not have my colleague, Charles Owusu, on the line. This is the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. We understand the embattled Member of Parliament for Domkwa Benya Sarah Ajosafo is in the House. We'll be going live to the House shortly. But as you heard, the Majority Leader insists that the budget of 2023 will be read before November 30. Now, his answer was in response to a question raised by the Minority Leader and other persons who fear government will not be able to meet their 1 month deadline because of its current negotiations with the International Monetary Fund. We'll take you live to the House shortly. Now, before that, all SIM cards that are yet to be fully registered with the Ghana card will be deactivated on November 30, 2022. In a statement, the Minister for Communications and Digitalization, Esla Owusu-Ekufo, noted that SIM cards which have completed just the first stage of the registration exercise will be blocked from accessing data services from November 20. She further added that despite ample time afforded all persons to complete the SIM re-registration exercise, some have deliberately failed to do so. Here, excerpt of the statement from the Communications Ministry.
Over 30 million people have completed the first stage, that is linking of the Ghana card to the SIM number. As at 9th November 2022, 20 million subscribers had completed a SIM card registration, that is the linkage and the biometric. Almost 70% of these registrations have been completed. One key reason why some of those who have linked phone numbers to Ghana cards have been unable to complete the bio capture of stage 2 is because they used other people's cards to link of their numbers. This includes vendors who used the cards of others without the knowledge or the consent of card owners. Their inability to complete Phase 2 attests to the robustness of the authentication process designed into the SIM card registration architecture. Despite ample opportunity afforded all to complete the registration of their SIM cards, some who have the Ghana cards and have begun the process have failed to complete the registration. All SIM cards which have completed the first stage of the registration exercise but not done the second phase will be blocked from accessing data services on the 20th of November 2022 and completely deactivated on the 30th of November 2022. A further announcement will be made shortly on measures to accommodate those who genuinely do not have Ghana cards once the ongoing consultations have been completed.
You heard excerpt of a statement from the Ministry of Communications on a new deadline for SIM card to be registered. Now you have up to November 30 to do so or have your SIM card deactivated. Kwaku will bring us our next story.
And in more stories now, the People's National Convention, PNC, is calling on the Electoral Commission, the EC, to reverse its decision to suspend engagements with the party due to its internal wrangling. The party contends that internal disputes have fairly been dealt with as two members whom the party had issues with have been dismissed in accordance with the party regulation. Former chairman Daniba and former flag bearer of the party were dragged to court for allegedly embezzling party fund. The court, however, directed the issues be dealt with internally. In an interview with Citi News, the General Secretary of the party, Janet Nabila, expressed dissatisfaction at the EC's decision.
It is shocking that the Electoral Commission will even think of doing that. It's shocking because, number one, we are conducting our elections. In fact, we've started the 5 northern regions. They are almost done. Ahapu, Afanti region, they are all on their way finishing. So when Apasala and Daniba, who are the detractors of the party, when they saw that we were doing that, then they got up and wrote a letter to the Electoral Commission, I think threatening them. And Electoral Commission, instead of Electoral Commission, because we've given you the dismissal letter. So when they threaten you, you refer them to the dismissal letter the party has given you. But then you wrote this letter to them. That because of the way they are doing, blah, blah, blah. So we read it back to the Electoral Commission. They went to court. The court made it ruling. They come back to the party. They refused. So because of that, and then they took the party again to court. And then we use Article 14, 1A and 1B of the party constitution that says that people with this type of behavior that doesn't want to use the party's internal mechanisms to solve their differences and always want to run to the court, they should dismiss them from the party. And that is what the party did. So the party followed due process in removing them from the party. Why would somebody who is not even a party member write a letter to the Electoral Commission, and the Electoral Commission will take that letter and work on it? Why would the Electoral Commission do that?
So you hear that the General Secretary of the People's National Convention, PNC, Janet Nabila, speaking.
Let's now take you to Parliament, where the embattled Member of Parliament for Dom Kwabenya, Sarah Aduamah, is in the House today. My colleague Charles Osikome is on the line to tell us more. Good afternoon to you, Charles. Thanks for your time. Now, before we get to Sarah Aduamah being in the House, the Majority Leader has assured that the budget will be read before November 30. Was his response okayed with the Minority Leader who asked the question?
So this was not necessarily a question. Every Friday, the leader of government business, the Majority Leader, will present to the House the business for the following week. Now, in the presentation of next week's activities, the Majority Leader said, and this one was read by the Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Aduamah. Now, he said that, barring any unforeseen circumstances, the budget will be read on the 24th of November. Now, this is what the Minority Leader was disputing. He said that by the Constitution, the budget is supposed to be read by the 24th of November. And so he does not understand why the Deputy Majority Leader was talking about barring any unforeseen circumstances. And so if the budget is not read on the 24th, it would be in breach of the Constitution. Now, At this point, the majority leader was not in the chamber. And when he came in, it was then that he started to respond to the minority leader. And he said that per Article 179 of the Constitution, the budget must be read in Parliament 1 month before the end of the financial year, which is the 30th of November. And he assured the House, the Minister of Finance has assured him that by the 30th of November, the budget will be read in the House. Now, there was also the issue that members of Parliament have been concerned that if the budget is read on the 24th, the Black Stars are playing the World Cup this very month, and they'll be playing their game on the 24th. So members of Parliament want to be able to hear the Black Stars song. They are contemplating that the budget be read on a Wednesday. And he said that he's had discussions with the Finance Minister, and he says that if Parliament so wish that the budget is read on the 23rd, he will be available to do so. So he says they should talk about it in Parliament, and if they come to a conclusion that it is read on the 23rd, he will send a communication to the Finance Minister, and then they will come and read the budget on the 23rd.
Very well. We have seen pictures of Dom Kwabenya MP Sarah Aduamah in the House. What is her composure?
So it was almost like a very quiet day in Parliament, and the majority leader, the majority side were presenting the papers to the House, so government business to the House. And coming from nowhere, Honorable Aduamah just entered the chamber. The speaker was talking, so everybody was quiet, looking around. A few of them went to say hello to her. She just came, sat down quietly. She sits right behind the majority leader. So she just sat there, quietly, and just listened to proceeding for a while. And she has just left the chamber now because the speaker says that he has a meeting, he's chairing a meeting very soon, and both his deputies are not available. So the House has come to the conclusion that they adjourn to Tuesday. So Aduamah, she did come to the House and she has left.
Grateful for your time. That was our parliamentary correspondent Charles Owusu-Kumi bringing us up to speed in the House, where we understand Dom Kwabenya MP Sarah Aduamah was in the House earlier today, and then Osei Chairman Sabonso also reiterating government affirmation that the budget will be read by November 30. This is the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's now go to the opposition NDC, where there is uncertainty over the conduct of the elections for the NDC in the Ashanti region, as some aggrieved party members from Manshia South have obtained an injunction on the process. There is currently a crunch meeting at the Ashanti Regional Office of the Electoral Commission as the leadership of the NDC is racing against time to resolve outstanding issues to allow for the process to come off. Delegates from constituencies have arrived at the Republic Hall of KNUST, where the Youth and Women Organizer Wings elections are scheduled to take place. But the process is yet to start, following what Citi News is learning is a raft of unresolved issues. Some members of the Tertiary Education Institutions Network of the NDC are also protesting at the election ground as they allege there is an injunction to prevent the President and Women Commissioners of 10 from voting. Some of the 10 members have been speaking to Citi News.
There is an alleged rumor that the National Youth Organizer, together with one regional deputy youth organizer has placed injunction on both the 10 president and the Wukoms in Asante region, purporting that they have the idea that we vote against them. That's the idea behind that, which is clear affront to the constitution of NDC. All 10 presidents have the legitimate right to elect youth organizers to man the affairs of the regional youth wing, including 10, which we are part of it. I'm a 10 president of Wesley College of Education, and I'm entitled to vote.
We saw a message on our various platforms that there has been an injunction, of which we are saying that we are not going to allow that to happen because it is our right. It is our right. So no one can deceive us, and no one can stop us from voting. This is what we are saying. Then, as my friend said, we have issued a petition that we are supposed to vote. Yes, we are supposed to vote. That is what we want. And we are saying that Katanga and then Pabo, we are saying that the party doesn't belong to them.
So you had members of TAIN in the Ashanti region speaking to our correspondent Hafiz Tijani, who joins us live on the telephone. Good afternoon to you, Hafiz. Thanks for your time. Is the elections underway?
Not yet, Hawah, because the leadership of the party and stalwarts of the party in the region are making frantic efforts to get these aggrieved members of the party to reach an out-of-court settlement so that they can go ahead and conduct the election. So currently at the Electoral Commission's office of in the Ashanti region, the leadership of the party, including the chairman of the party in the region, who is also contesting in this election, and also the secretary of the party, Kwamizu, Dr. Samuel Sapon, who is also a senior member of the party, are currently meeting officials of the Electoral Commission and also some of the aggrieved members who have obtained injunction on this election from the Mensah South constituency. The Mensah South constituency executives or members are just making some demands, which is they want the elections to be held in the Mensah South constituency before the regional elections can be held. So that is the women and youth organizer wings of the election, and also the elections that will come up on Sunday. So currently, the leadership of the party has invited some of these aggrieved members, and they are currently meeting the officials of the Electoral Commission as to how they will resolve the issues. But when you go back to the KNUST's Republic Hall, where elections are due to take place, the contestants are there. The security officers who are manning the place are also there. And we have also delegates and other party faithfuls who are coming from across constituencies in the Ashanti region have gathered there. Most of them, you see frustration written all over on their faces because they have come since morning, some as early as 6 a.m. to take part in this election. But for now, or till now, the election has not started. But the leadership is here trying to resolve issues before the process can start. So we cannot tell yet if that is going to be done.
Grateful for your time. Keep an eye on it. We come back to you in subsequent bulletins when we where by then I'm sure the meeting with the regional executives and the Electoral Commission will be done. That was my colleague in the Ashanti region, Hafiz Tijani, bringing us up to speed on the NDC elections in the region, where we understand that some members have secured an injunction to prevent the elections from going ahead. We now go to the Western region.
Sure, and in the Western region is Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Nanakojo Tuku, has warned the 21 candidates and the 515 delegates to participate in tomorrow's regional conference at Agona and Kwanta in the Ahanta West district against bribery and intolerance of their fellow competitors. Nanakojo Tuku himself, who is a candidate, told Citi News the conference is what makes the NDC a democratic party. Therefore, all participants should tolerate their competitors and be ready to accept whatever the outcome of the contest may be.
It is a democratic party, and our constitution says every 4 years the leadership must be counted for. We have done our parts in the last 4 years. Whoever is coming in, most of them has worked as a regional executive before. Some of them are now coming in. But I want to tell them that if you are going for a contest, you know that the seats will be occupied by one person, neither it will be you or any other person. So if it doesn't come on you, maybe today your performance and your luck did not allow you to win. It doesn't mean that you are out of the party. You should still work hard with the party, and the people will also see that, look, we don't vote for this gentleman, we don't vote for this lady. But his demeanor, his actions, the way he's working, it's not a better chance of even giving him a higher position than what he decided in the last 4 years. So I'm telling my colleagues and my brothers and sisters who are going to vote, don't look for money. The people who give you money, ask him in this era, in this democratic dispensation that we find ourselves as an opposition party, where does that person getting the money to be given to you? Ask him questions before you take it. Read him very well. Use your conscience and make sure you have voted the right person, selfless people who can do the job without any fear or favor.
Western Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Nana Kojotoku.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Hawah Iddrisu here with Kwaku, Aduamah, Ansah. Still to come, illegal miners in the Kwaku municipality of the Eastern Region cite financial gains as key motivator in their activities. We'll tell you more shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
1xBet. Easy betting, easy winnings. 1xBet, the most...
All the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. As Ghana struggles to fight illegal mining, reports indicate more farmers are abandoning farming to go into galamsey for better gains. Stakeholders in the cocoa industry have warned production of the commodity will suffer a massive decline in the next 2 years if measures are not put in place to save cocoa farms from being destroyed by illegal mining activities. Citi News' Vivian Kailoko has more.
A scene you see here, a lot of young men, young boys here, and most of them in the boots, the Wellington boots, having the space, the basins, obviously getting involved in the digging. These are young boys who are obviously coming from a mining expedition, and he just fell off the motorbike. A motorbike just passing there, and of course you can see the spade and then the basin. Obviously you have an idea of what they are doing or where they are going and what they are going to do, you know, with those two. So that's another one coming on your right side, and you can see them, all of them, with the basins and the shovels and the spades, all of them coming from within the forest, coming from their digging. Let me speak to two gentlemen. I see them in the boots like me, and I have a feeling they are the kind of employment they do. What do you speak English? Where are you coming from?
Fulani.
Where? You are coming from where?
Fulani.
You are Fulani. Okay, so you speak Hausa. You speak Fulani. You live here. You stay here? You stay here?
Huh?
You sleep here? This area, you stay here? You stay here? Oti ha. Ejuma be na oye. Oh, they get gold. More they get what inside no.
Minty.
That's all can. Enti boots no more share no. Ane na more share boots. Boots no ane na more share boots. Enti I have a feeling what they do here. Of course, I'm sure because of the cameras, they are avoiding to speak exactly what they do here. They say they are Fulani boys and they live here and all that. Enti, do you see these kind of people here?
Yes, we have different group of people in the Techiman community as well because of these mining activities. Some of them are the Fulanis, as he said. Other people are moving from different parts of the country to this area because of the mining activities. So when you go into the community right now and you see the number of people living around.
So now you have different types of people from different communities. It's become a cosmopolitan area.
Yes, please, because of the mining activities. And now I can see that the main employment and the main occupation over here is the mining activities.
So the farming is out of the question and selling of food crops also out of the question.
When we were young, we used to have these people who weed in the farm. We call it by day. As of now, you can't get somebody to go and read because if he gets to the mining sector and then he will get just a carat of gold to be about 100 cedis, then he will never go and waste the whole energy within your farm for money. So now the mine is tilted towards the mining, not the farming activities. So youth into farming is zero in this community.
So it's still the City Newsroom. I want to give you an idea of what this machine really, the purpose of this machine. I'm told it's the washing machine. So I've come across a gentleman who is involved in it. He doesn't want to be seen, so he's just going to tell me how this is operated.
This machine is used to separate the gold from the sand and stones.
Excavator.
The excavator digs a pit and pours the sand into the washer. The washer then continues with separating the gold from the sand.
Help me understand the operations better.
The excavator digs a pit and pours the sand into the washer. The washer then continues with separating the gold from the sand.
Where do you get the water from?
We source the water from the rivers around. The machine is developed in such a way that the gold is easily separated from the sand.
How much do you get every day?
For 8 hours, one can get 20 pounds. On a bad day, one can get 5 pounds.
8 hours, we get 5.
What is your role here?
Excavator. Okay. Where do you
23.
What informed your decision to be involved in this? How much do you earn every day?
I earn 400 Ghana cedis in a day.
400 and 40 cedis.
400.
400 a day. Wow. To me, how many days in a week?
I work 6 days in a week.
6 times 4.
You are rich then. Where do you come from?
In a week. I come
from Nkoko.
Nkoko and I
Do you have any friends who are schooling?
School now.
Now, why not introduce you into a? Yeah, then I'll be shame. We'll be na one. How did you get into it?
I was working in the Western region washing the gold, but decided to come here and operate an excavator.
Which of the two pays well?
The operators of the excavators are paid better. Those who wash the gold get 150 Ghana cedis daily.
150 cedis.
Now, what's na excavator?
Are you not scared when you are on the excavator?
So very careful.
You just have to be careful because all jobs are associated with risk.
Other boys, spade,
machine.
The other people have detectors, which they use to locate the gold. They operate after we are done.
No, my show, no, my good, no.
Baby, I'm more dig and they are canon. I'm more okay.
What is your plan?
We have no choice because there are no jobs. I completed SHS but couldn't continue. I plan to save a lot of money and engage in another business. We do not destroy water at our site.
Oh, me SHS.
Into your SHS are now the whole shit.
Oh, that so depending on how our situation is. When I say be a bit many scarecrows, when I be maybe I am some band behavior.
Into say we plan here, then over here we are in scarce start to be ana or the home there.
And they say we now quite say we are now in scare, no jay. We say you man heading. And for us, machines to crack and see heading. 2 years we now in scar, no jana, mouth sanity.
The reality is, I was an jai machines nation.
The president has to direct for the soldiers to stop destroying the excavators. Not all of us are operating close to water bodies and the forest. We do not destroy water at our site. We do not always get money. You might work a whole day and not discover gold. This affects our blood pressure. These campaigns will lead to nothing because the politicians are involved. We do not see them, but we know they are involved.
Lose and gain. When your mind, see our transform now and fat. So in blood pressure. What does it BP?
Usually, how many hours am I spending in the concessions in a week or in a day, for example?
Yeah, it varies. Say be to me. Site they be able to me.
So give because the woman more motica cabinet one more can.
Oh,
yeah, more motica.
I know they are to me insubstantiated. You need to so be a chess cabinet for the count. And now, a ya who more. Yeah, more. It is almost said the 18 and so many.
That report was put together by Citi News' Vivian Kai Loco. Now, the National Labour Commission, NLC, has secured an injunction to get the 3 striking teacher unions to return to the classrooms. We bring you more of that in our subsequent bulletins. And that's how we wrap up today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka, Accra. The news was also live on all our partner stations across the country: Western Region, Premier FM and Beach FM, both in Takoradi; Bono Region, Guina FM in Sunyani; Ashanti Region, Orange FM in Kumasi; Volta Region, Global FM Ho; Adanu FM in Adaklu Waya; Northern Region, Diamond FM in Tamale; Upper West, West Link in Laura; Upper East, Source FM in Boko; and Northeast Region, we're live on Scarp FM in Nakpandiri. You can log on to citynewsroom.com for more stories. My name is Hawah Iddrisu. I was here with
Kwaku, Aduamah, Ansah.
Anita Kisimureko is up next with the afternoon's edition of Citi Business News. Many thanks for your company and do have a great weekend.